Two's Big Show.
Good morning, Singapore. It's Glenn, Daphne, and the Flying Dutchman. And our guest for today is coming to us live on location, Bangkok, Thailand. The one and only Dr. Geraldine Tan. Good morning, Gerry.
Looking absolutely gorgeous.
What a beautiful morning in Bangkok.
Yes, I have with me Im and
Morning and Azin.
Asim. Yes.
Sim is a horse for those of you who are only listening on air and not able to watch.
Yes, she's coming to us from BraveHorse stables, right?
Brave horse.
Well, sorry, Brave.
But I'm sure that they have brave hearts as well. What a cutie! Oh
my
It's in
goodness.
the camera.
This is a treat for anyone watching us on the Big Show TV,
Yeah.
of course on YouTube as well as on Facebook. But right now we are on the radio. Tell us, Gerry, why do you have a horse there with you? And I'm not talking about Im, okay? Good morning, Im. Im Pachara Sungden.
Good morning, everyone.
Sawadee Krap. So, Gerry, tell us a little bit more. Why are you there?
Why am I here? So we learned about equine-assisted services last year at Equal. So
Yes.
now we are here at the stables here who they also do equine-assisted services. But Im is a very special person. She combines different things. She's actually not a practitioner from the start. She did a career change. So previously she was doing something else, and she's a storyteller. And in psychology, we have something called narrative therapy, which really excited me when I heard that she's a storyteller, because narrative therapy is a very powerful tool to help people with negative emotions, different clinical disorders, low self-esteem, work through their issues, because we're talking about externalizing the issue, deconstructing it, and then reauthoring it. I know I'm just throwing terms here, but it's really, really exciting. That's how we actually help them. And the horses actually, her principle is horses help humans, or horses heal hearts. Yeah.
Oh, I need to see
I'm
Im
gonna have
and the horse.
Im is there with the horse in the background.
I know.
So picturesque.
I have to follow Azin around.
It's okay. We will follow.
Yep.
You look like you're in a moving
Wanna share a
magazine.
little bit more.
For sure. A little bit about myself, right?
Yeah.
Not about
Yeah.
Azin. I can go on forever about Azin, but just a little bit about me. So I have been recently certified as an E3A Equine Experiential Education practitioner, and partnering with horses to help humans. But what about me in the past? I used to be in an NGO, so development agencies for the first half of my career, and then in media industry for the second half of my career. But right now, I feel like this is something that, I don't know, for now, something that I feel like I want to do for the rest of my life, to work with horses to help humans. Yep. So 35 years in 1 minute.
You just let everybody know your age.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I like you, Im. Okay, let's continue to talk to Gerry and Im on the Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Chung Ha featuring Hong Jung of Atiz. This is Eeny Meeny on Kiss 92. She's so wonderful,
That's
right?
such a wonderful.
Horse.
Sin is coming so close.
Hold the mic.
Oh, okay. So it's okay.
No.
You
Okay,
can
no.
also talk on the microphone to talk to Gerry. But
Hi, Dr.
but,
Gerry.
I thought it was clear just now, wasn't
Seems to
it?
be sounding.
Yeah, I think when Im speaks, you can ask her to hold the mic as well, so it'll be clearer.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I think
Can.
it's here,
It
though.
wasn't
Well-
clear, is it?
Yeah, I mean because
was-
Cheyenne is monitoring it, so
Yeah.
I don't think it sounds the same.
Can.
What we hear of it. So so it'll be good if you can hold the mic
Okay.
when you're talking to Im.
Oh, when
while
she's
the-
talking.
Yeah, while the horse gets taken back to the stables. Gerry, you were talking about narrative therapy, telling
Yes.
stories to help people with their emotions and depression and various other things. Does that
Yes.
mean you take the person's condition and develop a story around it?
No.
No.
So it's a very non-blaming, non-judgmental method where the client tells the story. It is actually
Oh.
their story. So they are the expert of their own story. But sometimes we get stuck with our stories and we get stuck with our past experiences, and it informs our behavior, what we do now in the present. So we cannot break our cycle. So what it does is it actually takes their story, breaks it up into tiny pieces to make it more manageable for them to deal with their own issues.
Right.
And then, although we cannot change the past, we can manage our present. So we can re-author our narrative. So some people tend to say everything that happens to me is bad. But is that really true? It might
Right.
not be true, you see?
Right.
Yeah. So we
it-
want to break that pattern.
It's an extension of the old saying, talk about it and you'll feel better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
only that, but that you have control.
Yeah.
And for equine therapy, there also is a very similar sort of theme. That's why it got me all excited. And Im can tell us a bit more about it.
Okay. The
Yes.
ease. So basically, just a little bit of the background on equine-assisted interventions, I would say. So there are different disciplines, right? Especially in Thailand, most of the time we heard of the term hippotherapy, but most of that is using on bodily functions of people who have been diagnosed with bodily malfunctions. And we have also equine-assisted psychotherapy, right? So
Yes.
basically, it's using horses for mental health.
Yes.
But most of
Yes.
that is like curative method.
Yes.
But the
Yes,
method
yes.
that I'm focusing on is called equine-assisted learning. But there are like various names to this. Like for equal, they call it equine-assisted services.
Yes.
Right.
That's
But
right.
basically, that is like preventive approach. So something that comes before people have been diagnosed with certain mental health issues. So I feel like this is something that everyone can benefit from. Like you don't have to be diagnosed with any kind of illness yet. For example, like my own story as well. Like before I come to this, we have all experienced certain kind of burnout
Yes.
or some kind of, how do you say, like sometimes we need space for personal reflection or emotional awareness and such. And I think this is something that horses just kick right to me. Like the first time that I have this kind of experience, I have no idea what this means, but it's so intense, so much that I have to find information about it. But that's like the big picture of this. But there is also an intervention of how the change happened during the equine-assisted interventions of any kind. And that is called like equine-assisted story intervention. So basically like how equine or how our horse partners not interfere but come in between our patterns of our own stories to really come back to the true stories, like our authentic self. And by the term authentic selves, there are so many connotations when it comes to authenticity, but what exactly does that mean? But horses somehow show what it really means to be your authentic self. So you are not your own past story, but you are just you at the moment, who you really are, not who you think you are or not who others think you are.
Daphne has a question.
Yes.
Yeah, how long do these sessions last? Because it sounds like you're saying it's preventative, so anyone can do it, but it also sounds like it's very intense. So when people go in, they need to be intentional about what they hope to achieve or the expectation of how long the therapy takes.
For sure. Yep. So this is very much process oriented, and by that it means it's not fixed by any format or any length of time. For example, the first time that I encounter horses is just for a very brief period of time, like half an hour to an hour, and I can really feel the benefit coming out of it without knowing what it means. But for a session, usually it runs. I had volunteer session that runs for 1 hour to 3 hours. So it depends on how much you can go with this. But for most of the time, they run for how to say, like occurring egg sessions. That would be the optimal time that you can really see the change that happened. In equal, they would prefer the clients to come for about eggs.
Yeah,
Yep, 4 to 8 sessions.
number
as well.
of sessions.
Yeah, because once you finish working on certain issues, then you get to see like what change happened from the action plan that you get out of the session, and then you continue to work on other issues as well.
I see.
What
So there is
happens?
no certain amount of time. But
Going back on air.
sorry.
Okay, when we come back, I'll ask what happens during the session.
Not before I ask my question. No,
Yeah, you go first.
no.
We got traffic.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for today is Dr. Geraldine Tan on location from Bravo Stables.
Hello. Brave
Brave
Horse.
Horse.
Brave
Sorry.
Horse.
Brave Horse Stables.
Bravo Horse.
Bravo Stables, I like that.
Brave
Horse.
Brave Horse. What did I say earlier on? Brave Heart.
Brave Heart, yes.
It's
You're a Care Bear today.
I don't know why. It's just flowing, these.
Yes.
Ideas.
So it's a Brave Horse.
Yes.
Brave Horse Stables.
Yes.
And Dr. Geraldine Tan is with Horse Whisperer Im.
Who was just talking to us
Actually-
about how this equestrian training
Getting
is.
another horse out.
Oh, okay. The learning is preventative. So you don't need.
Yes.
It's kind of like having an emotional support animal and going to visit
Yes.
them, kind of, huh?
Is that exactly what it is? A support animal?
Very similar. Very similar. I mean, you can use this as a support animal. That's more for not curative but more preventative. So in Equal, we also have programs. Oh, so another thing is I'm also on the board of Equal as the programs and services. So that's why I'm also exploring all these different options.
Right.
So yeah, so the at Equal they have programs, or we have programs that are set number. So it's still a bit more curative because there's a program that you go through.
Right. Equal as in EQUAL.
Yes.
Like the
Yes.
artificial sweetener.
He had to.
Or like in math.
Okay.
He had to.
Just double checking.
Now I know why you call him a Care Bear today.
Yeah.
Wait. But
Go on, sorry.
But this Equal is only in Bangkok, is it?
No, Equal
No,
is
Equal
is
in
Singapore.
This is Brave Horse.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
They're linking it back to
Yes, yes.
Equal in
They're link-
Singapore.
she's
Right,
linking it.
right. But you have links to Brave Horse in Bangkok.
Im is working here, or rather she manages some of the horses here, but she came to Singapore. That's how I know about her and her story. Yes, so there was Equine Forum, and she was there also. So that's how we linked up.
Right. She's wonderful. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously she's worked in the media because she's so eloquent.
So
Very
media
savvy,
savvy.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. But
She's
here,
very, very articulate. She's got another horse with us.
Oh.
these horses are
They're
so
so
beautiful.
It's okay.
To stand her up. This is Jackie.
What's
Tagi?
Jackie.
his name? Chucky.
Jackie.
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 Jackie! Oh my god, don't change names now.
Jackie is very good on a trail ride. So if you ever come to Bangkok, Thailand, and want to go on a trail, this is the horse to go.
Yes, I want to. That would be so
Yep,
fun.
and
Would
he's
you
so
do
cool.
it?
Jackie and
I would.
without doing anything.
I would.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
I still remember
Snake is like a giraffe. It's got such a long neck.
Yeah.
Im, can you tell us what happens during the sessions when someone comes in and they're with a horse? What actually happens?
Okay, that's actually a big question that can go on for hour. But basically, it's just for the activity that we're doing for Equine-Assisted learning. So we design the activities, and I use the term design because it's different for each client. So we have to do pre-assessment first. What are their needs? What is their situation? What is the context of their story? And then we decide a story according to them. For example, the previous client that I have, she wants to focus on like self-reflection and to learn more about her emotions and such. And so I decided the activity to be like very much groundwork based. So just for the space for her to be with the horses, and horses are excellent in that, like they hold the space very well. And what happened during the session, so as I said, also we have the activity for the client to go through, but the activity is by no means the goal in itself. The goal in itself is just the process for them to learn about to learn about themselves while being with horses. Oh, and Jackie is moving to other direction.
And
I can hear Jackie neighing as well.
Exactly. You know what a nice voice Jackie has. Okay, I tell you what, let's continue this conversation on the Big Show TV, okay? It is 8:16.
There's
So
no break.
nice.
Sounds just
Jackie's,
like a horse.
Jackie's voice.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit like FD.
Hey.
Can you hear?
Look at the eyes. So
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to go on a
The
trek
eyes are
ride with
blue.
Jackie.
Eyebrows, brown skin. Yep. And what happened during the? Oh, sorry.
He's beautiful.
See, I can go
It's a
on
male,
forever.
right? Jackie is a
He's
male.
lovely.
Jackie is a male.
Jackie is a male.
You
yeah.
see?
Yeah.
So
okay.
he's gelding,
He's gelding. Okay.
8 years old. Yep.
Sorry, you can continue, Im.
Yep. With the process, right? I told you this can go on for hours. So with the process that we design for the client, horses, as I said, they serve as a space for clients to hear about their voices within. And by that, it means horses being prey animal, as we have heard of this paradigm a lot. And this is the main paradigm that we use for equine-assisted learning. So by them being prey animal, they are highly sensitive of their environments. And for them to be very highly sensitive to their environments, it reflects whatever that is in their environment. So for example, if you are being anxious, you can totally sense that the horse somewhat suddenly get alerted. But when you feel calm and you feel in your own body, then horses get to trust you. Horses learn to trust you. And sometimes we don't have such acknowledge or awareness of that within ourselves because it becomes our default mode. You know what it means, right? Sometimes we get so anxious that it becomes our normal self. But when you are with horses and they just reflect whatever that happens to us as it is, then you get to learn that part of yourself that you haven't seen before. That's just
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to ask Im, is that something that
Sure.
comes naturally for all horses? It is. Or
Yep.
do they have to be trained to do that?
Good question. I personally believe people might have different preference when it comes to this. Like some practitioners would prefer like calm horses. But I believe that, by them being prey animals, this is the natural characteristic that is their innate, their innate characteristic that no one can change. And
The
so
reflection
whether
of
it
that.
be like, some horses are very swift and some can be very stubborn, but I feel like we can learn from all of them. And it's just about your own emotional regulation as well. Like you can go easy and it should also help, if sometimes you just want a calm space to reflect about your own emotions. But it also helps as well for certain clients to work with more stubborn horses, so that you can learn how to
Yeah, so that means some of the
Some
clients see themselves in the horses.
That's exactly what she's saying.
That's exactly
Stubborn,
the point.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the point.
So
And the
it's
thing
like-
is,
For
if you
example, if you are very confident and if you work with calm horses, and then you might think that, I have got it all, But if you work with, can get a little chaotic here.
he's camera shy. Jackie.
But if you work with horses who is totally himself, and then you get to learn how to lead with paying attention to.
Oh my gosh.
That's cool.
Trying my
That's
best
so
to answer your
nice.
question without being distracted.
No, it's okay.
It's okay, it's
Jackie
okay.
wants his screen time.
Part of the action. Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder some people like keeping big dogs.
Big dogs, yeah.
Because, like a Great Dane, for example,
Yeah.
because it's the closest thing to a horse.
I mean, it's true also because I do think that that's an innate nature of animals, but also just the non-verbal communication
Yeah.
is so much clearer when we don't
Yes.
muddle our emotions up with words sometimes, I feel.
That's actually a huge part, the non-verbal part, because most of the time we are very proud of our cognitive ability, right? But sometimes that cognitive ability also limits us as well to tap into our own intuition. And I think doctors are excellent in that. Like whatever that happens to them, they keep it in their body, and so do we. But sometimes we just forget all the gut feelings, the wisdom that we hold in our own body because we tend to go up to our head and our brain a lot. But when we are with horses and we have no choices but to tap into our whatever wisdom that we have within, and I touch my belly a lot here because this is something that it tend to come up in my, this part of the body a lot when when we are near horses. But when we are near humans, we tend to go up here to our breast.
I think Jackie's trying to rub your stomach for you. Jackie's trying to rub your stomach for you.
Now, so
You cannot
Im,
move your breast, yeah.
Im, earlier I mentioned that you're a horse whisperer. I'm not too far off, right? I mean, you have to know the emotional state of the horse, and the horses that you work with.
You mean like, how do I
Yeah.
learn, or
Like-
what's the question? Like, how do I
Like, you know,
learn?
there was a 1998 movie which starred Robert Redford.
The horse
It's called The Horse Whisperer, and he works very, very closely with horses. And along the way, one of his riders, had an accident, with the horse. And so he had to help them recover both physically as well as psychologically. And he got into the mind of the horse. He could feel the emotions of the horse. And try to understand the situation a little bit more so that both the rider and the horse healed.
But I think that all comes with time, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you've actually spent like quite a bit of time with all these horses. That's why you can understand, them. And
Yeah.
have that ability. Like
How
you're
well-
probably
how-
a biscuit whisperer,
No, man, Biscuit drives me up the wall. If anything, he's given me high blood pressure. So no, I wouldn't recommend a
Biscuit's
Jack
his
Russell
dog.
Terrier. Yeah, Jack Russell Terriers are the worst. Okay,
That is
so
very interesting. Sorry, I interrupt.
no,
Yes,
please
no,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Tim. Go ahead.
Yep. I think it's the same answer that I gave to Daphne when you asked if every horse has this kind of ability. I believe that every one of us has the ability to hear from horses and other animals as well, if we care enough to listen. And the activity that we provide, sometimes, you have to go through some challenge. Like, for example, we ask the participant who has no experience with horse to take the horse for a walk. And in order to do that, you have to learn and to listen first what the horses want, not what you want. You can clearly see if it's coming out from your demand or your request alone without paying attention to the horses will refill, and how they refill is, they are huge. So then
Yeah.
can get very strong. But if you listen to the horses and then you collaborate with him or her, then the walk just happen together. And once you pay attention to that, I think that's a part that you get to learn, not from your partner, but from yourself as well. And there's a story with Azin when you mentioned about, when you're working on this, you are working on yourself to heal yourself. And at the same time, you get to heal the horses. For example, Azin,
Right.
the first
Hold-
time that I encountered Azin
Im,
used
so
to be
sorry.
like...
Im,
sorry.
hold on
Wait,
for a while.
yes.
We've got to go for a traffic update. Hold on.
For sure. I told you I can go forever.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is award-winning psychologist from the therapy room, Dr. Geraldine Tan, on location right now at Brave Horsey
Horse.
Stables.
So close. You were so close.
Brave Horse Stables.
You got it.
And she's there with Im. And Im early on
Yes.
was actually talking to us about Asim, the very first horse she
Yeah.
brought out
she just
early
was
on.
about to mention something.
Yeah. Anyway, Gerry, just
Yes.
tell us again, once
Yes,
again,
I'm here,
why?
I'm here.
Yeah, why are you there in Bangkok for the people who just are just
in.
tuning in?
Yeah.
Okay. So why am I in Bangkok on holiday? Why am I at the stables? So it's about mental well-being, right? And we always think horses are really, really far away. We think that they are, in Singapore, very atas. But actually, they are closer than we think they are, and they are very, very similar. And they heal us with many in just being them. And Im talked about being authentic, and horses can only be authentic. And I thought it was a very lovely way of just introducing the whole idea of equine-assisted learning, especially through that whole. So there are different ways or different learnings that they have, or different schools that they have. So equine-assisted learning, and you heard her talking about the storytelling part of things. The storytelling part of things is very similar to the narrative work that we do in our therapy setting.
You
Yeah.
see, FD is not.
No, I'm
nodding
just
his head like a horse. No.
no. Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, horses are beautiful, which means every time we call Camilla Parker Bowles horse face, it's not exactly an insult.
Oh
None
my
of us call her that,
goodness.
okay? But Gerry, I'm listening to all that's been said today, and I would imagine horses would be absolutely amazing for people who suffer from anxiety or depression in
Yes.
particular.
Yes. Yes.
Unless you're scared of
so
horses.
anxiety, depression, those with trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder, they would be very lovely. But there's a lot of work that goes into it because the horses can get startled also. So it's both healing the horses as well as the humans. So some of these horses actually have their own background stories. So it's not just the human beings that have the story, but they have their own story. So in Equal, they are all rescued horses. They are ex-polo horses. They might be saved from the slaughter, so there are, I think she was saying Azin is an endurance horse, is it?
Yes,
An endurance horse. So when he first came, I think he was waiting for instructions. She was sharing with me he was waiting for instructions.
Yep.
Wow.
So this is Asin's story, right? Yeah, so Asin used to be an endurance horse before. So basically he ran for hours and for miles. But then when he became a school horse here, you can really tell that his personality, when you just, put him in the round pen, instead of just rolling around when everything is off, his saddle is off and everything, he was just waiting for instruction. But you can really see like there's something about him that wants to do something. And it takes some time for us to really get connected and just about a few more encounters when you really see, Azin become himself again. And by that it means he was able to come out on the glass and just graze around and then roll around on the sand and such. And from that point onwards, the riding instructor here said that, there's something that has been shifted in Azin. So he has become more active in his own, riding lesson as well. And by that, it means that he has his own capability that can come out naturally. So, I think I resonate with this experience with Azin a lot because I feel like we have been working very hard as well, right? And I don't know, at least for me, I used to be in the position where I was waiting for instruction because we have been working so hard that we didn't know if we were able to do something on ourselves. But once we allow ourselves to just be, to just be whoever we are in that moment, like right now I want to play, I will just play. Right now I want to rest, I will just rest. Right now I want to roll on the sand, I want to roll on the sand. And this is something that I mean by authentic as well. So it doesn't have to be like your fixed identity. So whoever you are in that moment, and most of the time it comes from your own body, like your body tells that this is something that I want to do, this is something that I want to express. And it turns out that by being that, you become your full potential. I would say like you are capable of doing something that is more than you ever thought that you could do.
I see.
Yep. So
Okay.
I'm more than just a worker.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue to talk to Gerry and Im on the Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Eminem with his latest offering, Houdini, on Kiss 92. So I just want to ask Im very quickly. Im, how long did it take for you to feel like you were getting healed? I mean, when you first encountered these horses and all that, right? How quickly did you start to feel that healing take place?
Is it possible that I say from the very first time I encounter horses? Like most of the people in equestrian industry, they have been with horses since they were young. But my story is totally different. So I just, worked my way up throughout college, through my 30s. And then there was that certain point right after COVID when everyone struggled with our mental health somewhat. And I struggled very badly as well from my part. And I feel like I need to do something entirely different. And I didn't know what that is. So I was in media industry, but I just turned off all the social media because I feel like I need to find my voice within. It might sound strange to say, but I feel like I have so much external voices, so much that is too loud for me to hear whatever that is here within myself. And somehow my dad happens to have like painting of horse in our house for quite some time, and I just keep looking at that picture since I was young. Yeah, and that morning is actually Songkran holiday, so it's like a long holiday, and my family just went on a vacation, and I was just home by myself because I feel like I didn't want to go out, which is something totally strange. And I just looked at the horse picture and I was like, I need to go somewhere to the horses. And
Wow.
I don't know, you can call this intuition or whatever, but since my first encounter with horse, the first horse that I that I met is called Jay Cho. He's very old, he's like retired, and I just spent like that entire afternoon with him, and I feel like there was something about this that I could not really describe. And so I had to find information about it. And after that point onward, I haven't stopped seeing horses since. And I feel like it shifted me. Yep.
Wow.
So nice. And
Sounds
the
like
horse's
fate.
name is Jay Cho,
Jay Cho?
Yeah.
Day show. Yay. Not a singer.
right? Like the
Oh,
singer,
you
right?
got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she said not the singer.
Oh, not the
But
singer, but Jay Cho.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, it sounds like fate, you know? Like I think I'm also on this, I'm like with this whole idea that the universe is behind you, you know, looking out for you, and sometimes the messages that the world is sending us are all around if we choose to listen to it, you know, and yeah.
I can only.
That's so
Sometimes I feel like
beautiful.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Yes. Sorry.
No,
please
no,
go.
it's okay. I'm just thinking, during that COVID period, I mean, it was so difficult for everyone, but harder for others.
Yes.
You know, it was such a crazy time, that COVID period. I mean, in Singapore, we were managing,
Yeah.
you know, our discomfort with that period. But over in Thailand, I think you guys were managing it in a different way. And
Everyone
so-
had to adjust.
Yeah,
Everybody-
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think there's something profound about that as well. And if you experience the process with horses here, you know, every breakdown in your life, sometimes if you spend time with it, if you give yourself time with it, if you have the space to process it, sometimes from breakdown it can go to breakthrough. And I feel like that is something that happening to me. Like during that time, there's no way that I would say that I thank COVID for that period of time. But in hindsight and with working with horses, I feel like all the breakdown that ever happened make me transform to this part of life that not like enjoy the most, but that I feel most comfortable to be with.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that. From breakdown to breakthrough.
That's
yeah,
brilliant.
love that.
That's brilliant.
And you have to go through that
And
difficult
may
time.
I add one point? May I add just one? When you talk about like intuition and such, most of the time people find it very spiritual, right? And it seems like there's no backup or whatever to this. And we put value on science a lot, which is great. But I feel like when I learn with horses, intuition is something that is very profound and very helpful as well. And I feel like we need to give value to whatever that happens in our gut feeling as well. Like I have no way to describe like what it takes for me to just trust that pending in my house that is about horses. You know, if I just use my brain to think about it, I might be like,
Doesn't
why?
make sense,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But by that, with this intervention, you know, equine-assisted intervention, there's actually many research on this, many papers that is working on this. And I just want to name Human and Horses and Human Research Institute for working very hard on this. Like they provide and they publish a lot of research paper to describe and to explain what the change that happens during the process to help people make sense of it. Otherwise, people might think that, you know, this is very subjective. Do I just think about this all by myself? Do I just, you know, validate my own experience? But there's actually like explanation behind, if you want the explanation. But I feel
Okay.
like experience is also as equal as explanation as well.
Okay, hold on. Traffic update next. It's Glenn, Daphne, and the Flying Dutchman, and coming to us live from BraveHorse Stables
Yeah, you got it.
in Bangkok,
He's
Thailand.
doing his Care Bear stare.
It's Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room, also president of Equal here in Singapore. And we're not talking about the artificial sweetener.
Don't. Can you
She's
not
not the
give me
president.
funny titles?
Oh, okay. Wait, you're on the board, is it?
On the
Of-
board, on the
on
board.
the board.
On the
yes.
board, on the board. Soon to be president.
You know, Gerry, I was listening to him just now, and the thing that is stuck in my mind, and I think I am a person like this, being yourself in the moment. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people can't achieve that.
Yes.
And I think I fail at it a lot. Being yourself in the moment.
it is very
Meaning?
difficult.
Meaning finding
It is very
like
difficult.
knowing who you are and knowing that every response that you give is a genuine response that you would give and not tainted by opinion or
Yeah.
or influenced by
You know why? Because people all the thing about that I
you
feel
don't
like,
suffer from this, Glenn.
yeah, because you know why? I'm not afraid of looking stupid.
No, because
So-
you
but
know who you are. Because you never like people looked to you for responses.
Okay.
I think. I think growing up,
Yeah.
you were always the guy that decided what he wanted to do. I mean, I'm sure that there was
I'm
a
not
time
conscious.
in your
See.
life.
You know, sometimes we're too conscious. right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there were times where you were, but I think for the
I
most
wanted
part,
to be a flight steward for a long time.
I wanted to be a flight stewardess. I was too short.
But my father,
me too.
my father was a pilot. You see.
Oh. Why
he
didn't
said,
you want
know
to
what?
be a
If you become a
pilot?"
flight steward, I'll disown you.
But why didn't you want to become a pilot instead? This is a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
You need to spend
I'm
some time
not-
with horses.
You know, Jerry, it's
I
very.
don't want to spend too much time up in the
let
air.
these two go and talk. This whole idea of horses, how close is it to people who believe that their dogs and their cats can do the same thing?
Ooh, good question.
Slightly different because horses are prey animals. They are not predators. So you have your dogs, your cats. They are still predators in some sense, but your horses are not. So there's this element of powerlessness, and I think many times we cannot be present because we're perpetually on guard. We're watching out. We are very defensive. We are looking out for certain things. We are very sensitive to the changes, which is very similar to the horse because they are prey animals. So they are very powerless in a certain sense. Although they are big, they're very powerless. So being themselves, being able to play is a very precious moment for them. So you hear about Azin who has come out and joined us in the background again, and he would wait for an instruction to be given to him. He can't play because he is perpetually on guard.
Right. That's why you see the term horsing around came about.
What? What do you mean?
I like horsing around.
The show?
No, she's talking about the horse and she's talking about play
Oh,
and
'cause
play
it's-
with the horse.
because
and I'm
Hanging
like,
out,
No, as kids, when we played with a whole bunch of other kids, we were always hanging around.
bouncing around. Right.
yeah, what do you think, Daphne?
I was thinking something else. Sorry.
Oh, both you and Gerry. Only FB
I
gets
saved
me.
you.
No, I'm not.
No, I didn't think anything else.
See?
I was like,
So it's just me, ah?
I think so. You know,
Because I had to wake up so early.
Okay, let's continue to talk to Gerry on the Big Show TV. The weekend is next. This is Take My Breath on Kiss 92.
I wanna hang out and fall asleep on the horse.
Wait, Gerry, question.
Yes,
with horse therapy in
Just
Singapore,
bring it closer.
with horse
I
therapy in
cannot see,
Singapore,
but okay.
yeah, Ken, you're fine. You're looking okay.
See, he's getting like a bit frustrated with everyone.
No, because
I
it's
think
it's the light there that's
he's writing
that's
like, can
working.
you guys just?
It's so beautiful.
It's you too. You
Just
keep
what?
talking so much. I got a question for
What?
Gerry.
That's because we're horsing around.
Yeah, you're horsing around. Yeah, it's one stallion and one man down here. Anyway, Gerry, here's the question.
Yes.
In
Yes.
Singapore, even in Thailand, if I wanted to go and be part of this therapy, can I just walk in, or have I got to be recommended by a psychologist?
Oh, you don't have to. You can just walk in.
President of
There's
Oh,
the
do you need a
at least I
reservation?
say that for people in Singapore. I'm not sure for.
Yep. So the context of Thailand is entirely different because this is actually the first Equine-Assisted learning service in Thailand. So we never have this service before. We used to have hippotherapy in certain places, but this as again for people with bodily malfunctions. But this is BraveHorse help me help hold the stable for me to do this service for people. And so in order to do it, you can right now we are open up for volunteer participants, so you can sign up for.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't plan to put out any call to action message here, but you can sign up for a volunteer session because we are still in learning process, I would say.
Right.
And how can people get in touch with you guys? Do you have a website that they can go to?
Yep. Yeah, for this one, it's called Horses Help Humans, horses_help humans. But my own Instagram account, which is pretty much about like journey with, my journals about horses, riding lessons, and just spend time with horses. Is Horses Heal Heart. Yep. So there are 2 accounts.
Horses Heal Hearts. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Very cool
How
stuff.
FD? Go lah.
I'm seriously thinking.
Actually, anyone that's tuning in or watching, if you are going to Bangkok, I think it's a very worthy thing to do. Just to spend time with some horses and see, even if it's just to see a reflection of how you are emotionally at that point in time. And get to hang out with horses.
Yeah.
I feel like it's such a beautiful thing to do,
sure.
break up the habit of just shopping and going to Mabukong.
Im, next time I will come and visit you because I play golf in Bangkok twice a year. So
Oh my God.
You should
Got one more trip to go.
You should take all the boys.
I
with you.
love Bangkok. I can even stay
I
in
want to
Bangkok.
see all the
you know?
boys and him with the horse.
No, I
wanna
mean, there are
see.
like 4 of them that go up at a time. 4
Yeah,
or 6.
yeah, yeah.
We should all
We
go.
can visit you guys on
Yeah.
one day. For a change, we'll just play 3 days of golf and not 4.
Yeah.
We'll spend 1 day over there at the BraveHeart
Right.
stables.
I bet they'll still go to the
Brave
driving
horse.
range.
Brave Horse
Brave
stables.
Yeah, we actually horse also have trail ride just outside of Bangkok. So it's like you are going to other province of Bangkok, but you
Yeah.
are still in Bangkok.
Mm.
And
Okay.
yeah, something that I would want to add on. Most of the time, people view horses as something with physical strength, right? But I think this activity also shows, horses' emotional intelligence as well, which is something that we, haven't really talk about or, make the most use out of them. Not that we have to make any use of the horses, though.
Yeah.
So please come.
Okay.
Amazing.
You know-
Brave horse.
Brave Horse.
Yes.
Brave Horse stables. Correct.
Yes.
Jerry, so when was the first time you visited Brave Horse stables?
This is it. This is
This
the
is your first time, huh?
This morning.
Oh, wow. I
Because
thought you'd been there
Im was
before.
in Singapore and
Yeah,
then
that's where
she
they
went
met,
to
right?
go and she went to visit.
Yeah.
So this is so
Very cool.
amazing. You on your travels, I was asking them what you're doing in Bangkok. They're like, she's on holiday. I'm like, when is Dr. Geraldine Tan ever on holiday?
Exactly. She's always
You're
working.
always working. You're always thinking of others. It's so amazing.
Yeah,
So cute.
amazing people. I want you to show you this. Would you like to show your little
Sin?
Sin?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's so coincidental. Do you remember the story Black Beauty? Have you ever read the story
Yes,
Black
I
Beauty?
Yes,
have.
of course.
By
Glad
Annie,
ever.
Anna Sewell. Yeah, that was my favorite story growing up. And this is such a coincidence because Azin has a star on his head and a white sock, which is the same as Black Beauty. I'm not sure if you can
There you
see.
go.
Oh,
Yes.
yes,
I see
you
it.
can,
You
yes.
can
Wow.
Yes, and it's for those that don't know the story. It's about a overworked horse and a horse that has been abused
Yeah.
by human beings, and how the horse starts to learn how to recover. So I mean I really love the story, and it's so touching today that he has the same thing. Oh my goodness,
His
I'm
name
gonna go back and
actually
read it
means
again.
Black Jewel.
his name
What?
means Black Jewel. Oh my god.
Wow,
Means
which
black-
is like Black Beauty,
Yes.
right?
Oh.
Yeah, and he's got the same features as well.
What a coincidence.
Some perceive it as the third eye. So the third eye
Right.
sees beyond the physical realm.
Whoa.
That mark there also looks like a location symbol. It's true. It's
Like
true.
a pin.
No, but I don't mean that in a bad way.
He's just
It's like-
associating.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Association.
Yes. Yeah. Now. Yes. Yes.
So cute.
Oh my goodness, Glenn.
You know what? I love horse movies. So,
Oh, really?
So I think everyone should catch The Horse Whisperer, although that was
That's a
like
good
such a
movie.
long time ago, 1998.
Yeah.
Also very touching. And the other horse movie that I really like, I don't know whether you've watched it.
Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit.
I knew you
Yeah.
were gonna say
Toby
that.
Maguire, right? That was
Maguire.
such
So
a
good.
good
So
show
good.
as
Another good
well,
show.
you know. Horses are wonderful. They're beautiful. They are majestic.
Absolutely.
Okay, Cheyenne, is it time for us to go or just on air one more time, right? Okay, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So we're going on air in 25 seconds, one last time. Okay, Gerry? So maybe we can just wrap everything up. Yeah.
All right.
And thank you, Im.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Hope to
we'll
see
do
you
that
then,
again
because
on air.
of-
Stand by. Love this track. Benson Boone, Beautiful Things, right here on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place. It's Glenn Angel. No, sorry. It's Glenn Daphne and the Flying Dutchman. And
Almost.
and we've been speaking to Dr. Geraldine Tan and Im, who are currently at BraveHorse Stables in Bangkok.
Oh, just outside Bangkok.
Just outside
The
Bangkok.
outskirts of
yeah.
Bangkok.
Look at the connection. Look at the connection there. This is so.
Oh my lord. That is
You gotta
incredible.
head on over to our
Ultimate
Facebook to
trust.
see it.
Yeah. And
is
he's so
incredible.
calm.
He is
Yeah,
very
so you
calm.
don't hear my laughter as much because the horses here just calms me down. Daphne, why are you laughing?
No, because you have such a beautiful, distinctive laughter.
Yeah.
That's why. And I was like, oh yeah, I realized that she hasn't been laughing as much.
Yeah,
this
because
is
they
making me
really
miss-
just calm me down.
It's
you
making
can't-
me miss Snowball.
Yeah,
Just left her this morning.
Oh my goodness. That snowball is so good
sweet, you see?
for Daphne.
Oh.
Okay, anyway.
So touching.
Gerry, so once again, you are on the board of Equal here in Singapore, and for anyone who wants an experience with a horse, they can.
Yes.
How can they go about doing it? I mean, in Singapore.
Oh, well, they just have to like call Equal or write into Equal, and then they can sign up for the programs. There are a few different types of programs that they can sign up for. I think Equal is also with some of the schools, so some of the students are already benefiting from it.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Wow.
You can join as a family. So it's
Oh.
the equine-assisted learning is really, really good for attachment issues. So healing together with the horses as a family is quite fantabulous.
Okay. Well, we hope to see him in Singapore sometime soon once again.
Yep.
Yep. And she's just enjoying the moment.
That's so
Which is good.
sweet. The two of them are just.
Yeah.
Eco is a very good friend of mine, and they have been very helpful with this journey. I just suddenly pop up to their stable, and they just welcomed me and guided me through all the certification process. So thank you, Eco, here as well.
That's brilliant.
Incredible. So if you're in Bangkok, make sure to check out
Yeah.
BraveHorse
BraveHorse
Stables.
Stables.
And if you want the address for Brave Horse Stables, it's actually in the comments on our Facebook page.
Okay, super. Thank you very much, Gerry, once again for this morning
I've got a
session.
code.
So good. Yeah, please,
Oh,
please.
you've got a quote.
Go ahead.
Great.
Yes, it's by Ramblings of the Glory. I think we had the trainers come down and they read it out. I thought it was really beautiful. Sit with animals quietly, and they will show you their hearts. Sit with them kindly. They will help you locate yours.
Oh,
Wow, that's nice.
I got
That's
chills.
nice. It's a nice one, Jerry.
Come, everybody. Come and sit with me.
Kumbaya.
I'm the animal, get it?
Oh
I'm the animal.
yeah.
my gosh.
Okay. Thank you, Jerry. And thank you once again, Im.
Have a
Thanks,
good
Im.
night.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Jerry.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, coming up very soon, headline news and sports. We've been speaking to Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room.